Hey, welcome back. I know it's been a while since I uploaded a video. We've been doing a lot of work around the house, getting the kid going back to school, so just haven't had a lot of time. The goal is to upload videos twice a week, one on Saturday, one on Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll be adding previews and shorts of what the videos will be coming out like. So if you're seeing this, please take the minute, go over to the channel, subscribe. It's free. Turn on the notifications, and it's really the cheapest and easiest way to support us making videos. And then if you can like the video, hit that thumbs up button, give us a like. That really helps us with the YouTube algorithms. So we'll get into what we're doing today. So today we're going to work with some septarian nodules, lightning stones. Seen a lot of stuff going around Facebook on how to make them shine, how to make them look good. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take one of these, we're going to cut it in half. We'll take half of it, polish it up on the cab machine. We'll take the other half and we're going to hand sand it. And we'll see how they both turn out. We did play around with tumbling a little bit, but they just don't get shiny enough. If you can give them a good polish, they'll take on a nice dark brown polish and they look amazing. So let's pick one out, we'll cut it in half and we'll get to work. So the saw's a little dirty, we've been using it a lot. I'm going to clean them all up tonight. Same with the cab machine. It's getting a little dirty. We're going to tear everything down, clean it all up. But for now, we're going to go ahead and cut one of these lightning stones. So this is the one we're going to select to cut. Looks like we have some veins running up through there. We're going to try to cut it right down the middle here. And we'll see what we got for a pattern. So we got a nice cut. Open it up. Oh yeah, there's some calcite running down through this side and that side. Not the best pattern, but it'll show us if we can polish the brown mud up, make it shiny. So we'll go ahead and we'll polish this one up. So this is the cabin machine we're going to polish the first half on. It's a Beaver 6-inch. One of the cheaper ones you can get, but so far I've been happy with it. This one has a 80 grit and a 220 grit grinding wheel on it on this side. And then we go to a 280 resin wheel, a 600 resin wheel, a 1200 resin wheel, and then a 3000 resin wheel. So once we get to the end, we'll see what it looks like. Well, probably it's a soft stone, so we're not going to do the 80 or the 220 grinding wheels. We'll just jump right into the 280 resin wheel, start there. If I need to hit it on the lighter grinding wheel, I will, but we'll go ahead and get started and polish it up. So this is the half we're going to start with. We'll do this half on the cab machine. We'll go ahead and get started, and I'll show you between each phase what it looks like. So this is after the 280 resin wheel. You can see there's no real big scratches in there, so it should polish up rather quickly. We'll work our way down and we'll see what the finished product looks like. Okay, the next wheel we're going to go to is the 600 resin wheel. So we'll go ahead and get that started and get the water turned on. So you can see it's already starting to take a shine. We still have 2 wheels left. So we'll go ahead, and the last 2 wheels shouldn't take too long. They're just polishing. So we'll just go ahead and jump right into the next one and see where we're at. So I don't know if you can see, but it's in pretty good shape already with 1 wheel to go. Most people would be happy with that. We have the last polishing wheel to go, so we're going to run it on it. But it's taking a really nice shine. They sure do look nice when they're polished up with the dark and the light colors and the calcite running through them. So we'll go ahead, we'll get started on the last little wheel. We'll do it for about a minute, and then we'll have a finished rock. So as you can see, it's got a high gloss finish. Turned out really nice. Now the question is, can we hand sand it and make it turn out similar? I don't know if it'll get that shiny, but I think we can put a nice gloss on one with hand sanding. So let me get set up for that, and we'll do the other half with the sandpaper. So before we get started, I just wanted to show you the difference. This one was polished on the cab machine, and this one's what it started out as, raw, cut. So we're going to go ahead and run this one through the sandpaper process, and we'll see how close we can get to the cab machine. Okay, now we're going to polish this one up with the sandpaper. We'll see what it does. So the process we're going to use is we're going to go from 80 grit to 180 grit to 320 grit to 600 grit to 2000 grit. That's all I have for sandpaper, so that's what we're going to use. Then we're going to finish it up with some micro alumina. It's a polishing powder that I got from Kinsley North. We'll throw that on a piece of blue jean, and hopefully that will give us our last little bit of polish. So we do have a bucket of water. So the first thing I'm going to do is dip my sandpaper in water, get that wet. And then I'll dip my rock in the water to get that wet. And then all we're going to do is just work it around a circle. And you just keep working it. I'm going to clean my sandpaper off a little bit, just get that grit out of there. We'll go ahead and soak up some of this water and dip the rock. And we'll just give it a little bit more. You can see the sandpaper turning brown. That means it's taking material away. These rocks are really soft, so it shouldn't take too much. And once you get into the later phases, it's going to go even faster. 80 grit's probably going to be your slowest grit because you want to get it just right before you move on. Now you can see there, it's looking pretty good. That's after 80 grit. It's key to dry these off between each one just so you can look it over good, because they do look good wet. So you want to dry it off fully and then move on to the next one. So I think this one's ready to go to 180, so that's what we'll do next. Okay, we're moving on to 180 grit. We'll get that wet. Get our rock wet and just start doing a little swirl pattern up and back and forth and just work that down. Should only take maybe 2-3 minutes, and each sandpaper you get to finer grit is going to go faster. So 180 grit is done. You can see it's starting to smooth out. There's no rough gouges in it, no scratches in it. My fingers are a little wet, so it's getting it dark. It's not quite taking a polish yet, but we have a lot of steps to go through. But it is smoothing out and looking nice. So we'll move on to 320 grit. And it's looking really good. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on the rest of the grit. We're just going to burn through them. So next up is 600 grit. Take a good look. Yeah, it's completely flat. It's not polishing quite yet, but there's absolutely no scratches in it. It's really starting to look nice. So we'll move on to the last sandpaper, which is 2000 grit. And we'll spend a minute or so on 2000 grit, trying to put a little polish on it. And you can see it's starting to take a shine. We do have one more step left. That'll help it a little. And we'll go do that next. So the last step we're going to do is use a piece of blue jean. We'll go ahead and get that wet. And then what we're going to do is put just a little bit of this micro alumina from Kinsley North on it. This stuff is 1 to 3 micron, so I don't know what that equates for in grit, but it's like 10 or 15,000 grit. I mean, it's a very high amount, and this should give you a little bit better finish. It's not really a polish, but it's just a 1 to 3 micron grit. It's what we use in the final stage of tumbling rocks, and we get that right from Kinsley North in the UP of Michigan. So what we'll do is we put a little bit of that powder on, we'll mash it into the blue jean, and then we'll grab our rock, and just like the sandpaper, we'll just work it around that polish and powder or micro alumina, And that jean just gives it a little bit of an abrasive to hold it, and gives it its final polish. And there's our finished polish. That's hand polished. Now we'll compare them. You can see the reflection in the one polish on the cab machine is, it's got a little better polish, but you can polish these by hand and end up with a really nice result. And that's what I was trying to show you today. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you think. If you want to try to use this process or you want instructions, just comment below. You can email me, rocknerds247@gmail.com. I'll put a link in the description. But if you want instructions on how to do this, or just watch the video again. But I think both turned out really nice. I think everybody would be happy with either one of those. It's definitely you get a lot better finish than you do trying to tumble them. When you try to tumble them, they just don't turn out, in my opinion. So there's your comparison. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments which one you like, or if you like both of them, or if you're surprised you can get hand sanded that polished. It's pretty turned out pretty nice. Obviously the cab machine works better, but it's expensive. So let me know if you thought this was useful. If you did, comment. If you do me a favor, like I said at the beginning, sorry, got flies in the shop, got the door open, it's hot, humid summer day in Michigan for September 1st. But if you thought this was a good video, you like to see more on lightning stones, we can do a tumbling video, run them through stage 1. I do that just to shape them, then finish them up either hand polishing or on the cab machine. But if you tumble them in stage 1, you gotta be careful. We can do a video on that if you'd like to see it. But you tumble them just to shape them, get them nice and round, and then you can just start in on sand, and you can bypass 80 grit or the grinding wheels and just go right into the polishing mode. But if you'd like to see that video, comment below. If you like this video, head over to the channel, subscribe, it's free. Hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate everybody that has followed so far. We're gonna try to push out more videos, grow this channel. It's just something fun to do, it's a hobby. And we'll do a little bit more with the saw and the cab machine. I'll get them cleaned up and we'll do a little review on both and what I saw, what I like, what I don't like, what I'm gonna change. And we'll keep some equipment videos coming out. I'm working on a homemade tumbler, so we'll do a build video on that. If there's anything you guys wanna see, have any questions, feel free to reach out. Like I said, my email's in the description. You can reach out with questions if you want. I'll get back to them as soon as I can. I do have a full-time job, so as soon as I can get back to you, I'll get back to you. But I appreciate it, and I hope you guys all have a great day and enjoyed the finished rocks. Till next time.